I'm on Elk Mountain again. I did this route on the CT 125 and screwed it up. So I'm trying it again on the Himalayan. See if I can do the road I wanted to do, which I think it's called Stony Ford. Anyway, this is kind of a wrap up on the Smoky Mountain 500 and tell you what I learned and maybe get some advice. So first of all, the Smoky Mountain 500 was incredible. It's as a route. I mean, it was just great. Which, if you watch those videos, I'm sure I said that over and over again. But again, if you're anywhere in the area, western North Carolina, eastern Tennessee, northern Georgia, I mean, it is just, the scenery is beautiful. I mean, this part of the country is just, it's got a lot to offer. So we had a blast. The bikes were so fun and so good at that stuff. As we've said a million times, the anything above 45 or 50 miles an hour speed limit, it's misery. I am not gonna lie, it's just not at all fun on those bikes. They're just not made for it. They're not good at it, and it's no fun. On the way home, we took 19, which is like a, you know, it's usually 50, 55 miles an hour, 2-lane to 4-lane road. Actually, it's mostly 2-lane. And there was a lot of traffic on the road that morning, or actually no, it was that afternoon. And you know, it would be a road like this where there's no shoulder, you can't pull over, and people were getting pissed because we were going 35 up the hills, if that, just totally blocking traffic and causing trouble. And it's stressful, man. I don't like it. It's not fun at all. So doing the TAT, not knowing how much of the TAT is that sort of thing, I mean, I guess I'll just deal with it, but I'm not looking forward to that situation. Other than that, though, I mean, in the dirt, on the twisties, amazing. But honestly, I remember coming up this road in the CT 125 and just puttering along because it's just so weak. Alright, so I'm done complaining about that part of the CT 125 for now. The CT 125 performance, I mean, they were loaded down to the gills, you know, probably over the limit of what they're supposed to be carrying. And they still felt nimble and really easy to handle. I mean, the weight of them is just key, especially for a novice dirt person like me. I mean, you can get into a lot of trouble and get out of it with those bikes because they're so light. Where if I had this bike on some of that stuff, I would have gone over for sure. Just because of the weight. So for that, they're incredible. The like tractor pulling power on those bikes is amazing. In second gear at a certain speed, like 15 or 20 or 25, they will just do pretty much anything. And so fun. You know, seating position aside, goofiness of the bike aside, they're just a blast to ride. in the right conditions. As far as the TAT shakedown stuff, I think I'm good on camping gear. All that stuff seemed to work. I didn't have anything I didn't really need other than a saw and a big knife, which I think both could go. But I know for sure that if I don't bring them, I'm going to need them. And if I do bring them, I'm never going to use them. But that's about it. I did get some better rain gear. I had thought about possibly getting like a rainproof jacket and pants, but John has some, and he said they're kind of hot, and we're going to be going through the deserts, and it's summer. And I wore the stuff that I've got on a 2,500 mile trip up to Gaspé, Canada, and it was nice. It's like mesh. It's very comfortable, cool. So I think I'm just going to go with what I've got and not complicate matters. And also, that stuff is expensive. Holy crap, I had no idea. I swear, I think this stuff was like $80 for the jacket and $75 for the pants or something like that. Of course, that was 10 years ago, but whatever. I'm just going with what I've got. One thing I learned on the camping side was about morning dew on the tent. I've done some backpacking and camping and stuff like that, and I guess we're lazy and we don't get up so early, and by the time we're packing up, the sun is taking care of all that. But we were getting up kind of early to get on the road, and the tent was just soaked, and I tried shaking it out and all that stuff, and it was still soaked. And whatever fabric that thing is made out of, it just gets like goopy and gluey and weird when it's wet. So it can't be good to pack it wet like that all day. So anyway, I put out a question on a backpacking group and got some good advice. And the advice I took was to buy one of those.
Hi, it's Vince with Sham Wow. You'll be saying wow every time you use this towel.
They're really small, but super observant. They might be observant too. So anyway, I'll use that to wipe it down in the morning and hopefully pack it away dry. People also said at lunchtime to spread it out. I don't know if I'm gonna have time for that, but anyway, that was an unexpected thing, and that's why it's good to do a shakedown like that, because you learn stuff that you wouldn't have thought of. The other big thing was the charging. I think I've got that under control, sort of. Anyway, I think I'll be able to deal with that. The other thing is the filming, and I got a couple of comments saying that, I thought that might have been a road, saying that I should just take cards, forget the laptop, forget trying to edit on the road, and do it when I get home. The Oki living in Thailand guy mentioned that, and he might be right. You know, it's like you get something in your mind, though, that you're going to do something a certain way, and it's really hard to change the plan. But not bringing the laptop, I just don't know. I might have to bring it for work anyway, so I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. I figure I can bring it, and if it's terrible and I don't use it, somehow I can just ship it home. So I'll probably start with it. I did damage the laptop a little bit, a couple scratches on the top of it. So I invested in a sort of hard case for it that hopefully will protect it a little better than nothing at all. And let's see. Oh, my side bag, which I'm using on the Royal Enfield, broke. The clips broke. And so I returned it or I exchanged it for a new one. Which I don't know if that's a good idea because I'm sure the same thing will break again. But I guess the only other thing is the time. I mean, if you're riding a little bike like that, you kind of just got to be ready to take a million years every day to go not very far. I think that's just the way it is. And I'm down with that. I'm really looking forward to the Trans-America Trail. I can't wait to get started. I'm definitely nervous. I've always done motorcycle trips solo. Actually, Hurricane Creek is the first time I've ever ridden with anyone, ever, really. Maybe in high school I rode with a friend who had a motorcycle too, a couple times, but for the most part, you know, I've always looked at it as a solo endeavor, but I've really enjoyed riding with John. So anyway, I'm a little bit nervous about the solo thing. I don't think it's the smartest idea to do those roads and trails and stuff solo. But I'll have the inReach in case I get in trouble, I guess, and I will be more careful than normal. But anyway, I'll have two weeks or more of solo, getting to Colorado, and then by that time I will be so psyched to see John, and we'll finish up. I keep thinking that he's gonna figure out a way to get out of work for the whole thing, but on the other hand, I think he only wants to do the western part. I think he knows that he won't be missing much going across Oklahoma, and you know, we kind of live close to all the good stuff in North Carolina and Georgia and Tennessee. So that's another thing I'm trying to figure out is where do I start? Obviously I'm starting in Asheville, but where do I hop on the Tat? So let me talk about the Himalayan a little bit. I love it. I love it so much. Can't even say. I haven't gotten to go on many long rides with it yet. This is probably the longest, just a couple hours this morning. But I love this bike. Hello, chicken. But it's heavy. I just went down I didn't film it, but I kind of went down a posted road a little bit just because it looked pretty rough and gnarly. and I wanted to try this bike out on that. I didn't go too far, and then I saw some of those signs with vicious dogs on them. That always gets me to turn around. Man, North Carolina just rules. It's so pretty. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, the Himalayan. And this is one thing I love about the CT125. It's also like really stealth. Like if you're going somewhere you may not supposed to go, you may not be supposed you may not supposed to be, oh my god, how do you say that? If you're going somewhere you're not supposed to go, Jesus, I need some coffee. Anyway, if you're going somewhere you're not supposed to go and you need to turn around, I mean, you can like put your feet down Fred Flintstone style and just turn the bike, pretty much. With this one, I mean, you know, if you get nervous and if a dog's coming after you or whatever, I can see myself dumping this just right there trying to turn around. Because when I was turning around, it's just so heavy, and I don't know. But it did seem to, it handled it well. I didn't feel nervous on the rocky stuff, but definitely don't feel as confident as I do on the CT125. I just think if I'm going on trips, like I don't know if I can even do the Mid-Atlantic backcountry discovery route on this. I'm just not sure I'm a good enough rider. But hey buddy, but I am gonna get good enough to take this on the rough stuff. It's just a bummer because the way I learned on the CT125 was on Hurricane Creek. I learned so much that day, but my bike paid dearly for my learning. I messed it up pretty good, and I do not want to mess this bike up if I can help it. Pretty beautiful, and now I'm at the Parkway. That was a really cool road, and so is this. Alright, that's all I got for today. Please hit that like button and subscribe so you can join me for the Trans-America Trail on Honda CT125's extravaganza coming up pretty soon. I'll try to do a couple more videos before I split, but I appreciate it. Catch you later.